beautiful friends, and welcome back to my channel. This is Nova Gnome Creations, and I'm Nova, and I'm so happy to see you today. I hope you are doing awesome, and I hope you and your loved ones are taking care of the best that you can. It's Friday, despite me yesterday saying it was Wednesday. If you watched yesterday's video, you will have noticed my brain was definitely very scrambled in that video. And like halfway through the video, I'm like, wait a second, it's Thursday. But I started it off with being all like, guys, it's Wednesday. It's been a weird week. It really has been. But now it's actually Friday. You've made it through the week, so good job. And hey, it's pretty nice when you think it's Wednesday and then it's Friday. Anyway, I have some like little acquisitions to show you guys. Just basically like a little tiny shopping haul. Like a $10 shopping haul. So we could do this like a budget video. $10 or less shopping haul. So I went to a couple of places. I really just like wanted to get out and like, I don't know, feel like I went shopping kind of vibes, you know? So the first thing that I wanted to check was I'm keeping an eye out for the Hobby Lobby die lot clearance. I haven't like seen anyone else talk about it yet, so I haven't seen anyone else's stores have it. Usually, I kind of stalk Facebook groups and keep an eye out for when it starts, because everywhere's doesn't start at the same time. It kind of trickles in, and usually I'm not the first person in the universe to get the Hobby Lobby die lot clearance sale. So I usually keep an eye out for it on like Facebook, and when I see other people starting to get it, then I really start keeping an eye out. But I am kind of checking in here and there because it is that time of year where they could start doing it. You never really know. It changes every year, but it usually is around this time of year. So I was like, you know what? Let's like swing by, see if Hobby Lobby has got any of their clearance started yet. Check for those little orange stickers. Last year they didn't really do the Hobby Lobby die lot clearance because they had redone their whole yarn sections not too long before that, and they made them smaller and they clearance stuff out. And so then when the die lot clearance time of year came, they didn't really have a lot of stuff they needed to clearance out. They already kind of did it. So like last year there wasn't really that sale, but while I was there, I saw that they have some cute new gnome stuff. So I always like to check the little notion section that's by the yarn section. And they have, I don't know why, and I'm totally cool with it, but gnome stuff seems to just be like an ever-present theme that they've had for the last few years for their like knitting and crochet notions. So I'm like, cool, okay, works for me. I actually have, I'm so sorry I keep shaking the camera. I think I just have it sitting closer to me today. And I actually have like a good chunk of it, like even like still the stuff that they have, I'm like, oh, I have that, or I have something similar, because they're putting out like related type of items. So I did take some pictures of some of the stuff that they have for sale. I will go ahead and insert those here, because obviously I didn't buy like everything that they have, but I did want to show you guys. They also just had some other cute stuff too, like I should have taken more pictures, I'm realizing, but they had like punch needle and cross stitching and things like that. Not necessarily gnome stuff, but like maybe like gnome or mushroom or things like that. But I'll go ahead and insert those here so you guys can see the ones that I did take pictures of. Aren't those so cute? Specifically, they were mostly like, the stuff that I didn't get was mostly knitting themed. So, while I found them very, very adorable, I was also like, well, I don't knit. So I really try to avoid getting like knitting paraphernalia, knitting notion like themed things, just because I want to keep my themed stuff yarny and crochet if possible. Sometimes I do get something with like a knitting motif just because it's still yarny, and like, especially if it's like Yarny and gnomes. I can't help it. Like, sometimes I still get things with a knitting motif, but I actually have the, like, non-knitting specific. I think this one's non-knitting. Yeah. They had, in one of those was like that big, like, plastic zippy bag. This one is a lot smaller. This is like a normal Notions pouch size. The other one, I almost think maybe more like a small project size. It was very large. But I do have this one that says Notions, but it's spelled with a G. I love it when they do the, like, they replace the G to make it into kind of like gnome. Or I noticed, like, the knitting with the G, like knitting. But anyway, I love this. It's so cute. And, like, I love this, this type of zipper is really interesting. It's like a plastic zipper, and it's sliding on plastic. It's very interesting feeling. But I did pick up a couple things. I picked up this, which I'm really excited to try. And this was only $1.99. So I was like, okay, you know what? For $1.99, I'm gonna try this. So these are like little embroidery templates, basically. You iron them on and then you embroider over them. And then I think that they wash off. Okay, so it says wash fabric. I'm gonna hold it up so you guys can, like, look at it while I read it. Wash fabric, iron fabric, try test pattern on fabric, or on extra fabric. Cut out design, remove any part that you don't want. Use a hard surface, not a padded ironing board, with a few layers of scrap fabric. Preheat your fabric. Use setting for fabric type that you are using. For 100% cotton, use the cotton setting and no steam. Place transfer down on fabric using a hot, dry iron on the design for 5 to 10 seconds until the design has transferred onto the fabric. Stampings show on fabric faint at first but become darker the longer you apply heat. Transfers may be used again if enough ink remains on the paper. Oh, okay. Second stamping may be lighter than first. Having trouble? Try a different iron. Iron may not reach the highest heat setting anymore. Iron has cooled due to auto off. For dark fabrics, use a white carbon paper to trace the design to the fabric. Removing stamping. We do not guarantee removal of stamping. Always do a test design before beginning a project to see if it'll wash out of your fabric. Use cold water on a dry on a cool setting. Try hand washing with grease cutting dish soap. Removable from 100% cotton fabric. Poly cotton or synthetic blends are permanent. Use our patterns for embroidery, punch needle, quilting, painting on fabric, wood, and more. So anyway, about it, I thought that these had just the cutest little designs. There's a little mushroom house. I literally love it. I love the little mushroom house. I just love these little, like, fantasy woodland cottagecore type houses. Welcome to my garden. No worries. Be happy. This one where he's, like, peeking out of the mushrooms. Hanging with my gnomies. Another adorable little fantasy house. So they had two different gnome ones, and I was kind of torn about which gnome one to get. The other one was more like the design that I like for gnomes, which is like the gnomes with not with no noses, the gnomes with no eyes that have the hats all the way down to the nose and like you don't see their eyes at all. As you can see on these ones, it's the designs where they have the little dot eyes. But I really liked the design of these gnomes. The other gnomes were like very simple pictures. And I wanted these ones with, like, the little, like, cottagecore vibes, the little mushroom houses, the little fantasy houses, you know, the planters, the coffee mugs. Like, I don't know, there's just, like, a lot of cute stuff in these designs that I really liked. So, even though the gnomes are slightly different, like, designs than I typically go for, I really liked that. And the other item that I got is this keychain. So this is the Yarnology, let me see if I can get it to focus. Yarnology Mushroom Gnome keychain. That other thing was $1.99. This one was $3.49. But look how cute. It's a mushroom with a gnome holding a ball of yarn. Like, I absolutely could not pass that up. He's literally holding a ball of yarn with a mushroom. Come on now. So stinking cute. Absolutely love that. And I'm going to go ahead and open it. I love this so much. This was like straight up my alley. The unveiling. Oh my gosh. It's so cute. Oh, that is so cute. Very, very Nova Gnome. Very Nova Gnome Creations. Let's get her off of here. And I like the, it's a really well-made one. So it has this, like, clip, but it's also literally can, like, spin around on it and stuff. So it's not just gonna, like, get stuck facing the wrong way. Like, you can just flip it super easily, which is kind of hard to do with keychains sometimes. I love it. So those were my Hobby Lobby acquisitions. Like I said, very small haul from there. And then I also went over to the Dollar Tree because I'm currently working on something. And I'm using the brown teddy yarn from the Dollar Tree, the Just Yarn, the Premier Just Yarn Teddy in the color of brown. But I don't have very much left. I know I'm going to run out before I'm done with my project. Like, I am 99% sure I'm going to run out before I'm done with my project. And I'm going to have to get a little creative probably because they didn't have it. They had way more yarn than they normally do though, which was so exciting because normally my Dollar Tree does not have yarn. They actually had a nice like little yarn section going. I was so happy. Literally the first time that that's ever happened at my Dollar Tree. Normally I go and I'm like, let's see what kind of yarn they have. And it'll be like a little box just shoved full of like whatever random yarns they have, and it'll just be like nothing. So anyway, they had yarn and they did not have the brown teddy yarn, but they had some teddy yarns I haven't seen before and I couldn't help it. I had to get them because you guys, look at the color of this. This beautiful blue. This is the Premier Just Yarn Teddy in the colorway of bright turquoise. This yarn is gorgeous. So I grabbed 2 of these. This is what they look like. And they are considered 4-weight medium yarns. They're 62% acrylic and 38% polyester. And they come with 109 yards. They recommend a 5mm hook. If you're using this for amigurumi and you were just using this, you would absolutely not want to use a 5mm hook, and not even a little bit. Like, if you're using just this to make amigurumi, you're going to want to go 3.5mm hook at the biggest, because this is thin for a 4. This is thin for a 4. And you would, of course, the ball band 5 is like, that's if you're making things with like a normal tension, not an amigurumi tension. Honestly, though, I would think even a 3.5 might be a little big because this is a thin 4. Like, it's because it's fuzzy. But it's not like, it's not super crazy thin. Like, sometimes they'll say they're a 4 and they're more like a 2. When it comes to like fuzzy yarns and things like that. But yeah, 3.5 at the very biggest, maybe even smaller. But look at that beautiful color. Right? And then we've got the next color. I just got 2 colors. So I got 2 blues and 2 pinks. This is their hot pink, which I feel like isn't picking up the color super great. Let's see. Okay, so this is their hot pink color. It's all the same information. Tells you to buy enough of the same dye lot for your project. But look at that. So hot pink. Let me pull it back. Maybe back here it'll look a little bit better. I still feel like in the camera, I don't know if it's picking up hot pink or not. But anyway, about it, there was these hot pink and bright turquoise. And I was like, okay, I have to get those. Like, I don't know what I'm going to do with them yet. They're just going to go in the stash and be adorable and pretty. But eventually I will use these for something. What I like to do with the teddy yarns is double strand them with something else. But honestly, these particular teddy yarns, I do think that you could work with them on their own and be fine. It would be, you would need to, I would honestly say probably a 3mm hook if I had to say, guess. The project I'm currently working on, I'm double stranding it with a bulky. And I think, trying to remember if I've double stranded it with a worsted weight or a bulky before also. But regardless, I like to do it just to add a little bit of fuzz to stuff. Give it like a little bit of like the teddy bear vibe. But I might actually try using those just by themselves, just because I'm curious what they would look like, and make something like really cute and small, like maybe like keychain sized. I think that would be really cute, especially in those bright fur yarns. So cute. Someday I actually have like straight up teddy bear yarn in my stash that I got like 2 years ago on Hobby Lobby clearance. It's in a cube with a door on it, keeping it nice and like dust free and, you know, pet hair free and everything. I haven't gotten around to it because I don't want to double strand those ones. I really want to just straight up use them to make a teddy bear. They're really thick. They're like a super bulky or something, a bulky or a super bulky, I don't know, and very textured. They're gonna probably be a nightmare to work with, but like they will make a beautiful like classic teddy bear design. Super excited to do that. Like I said, I just haven't gotten around to doing it yet, and I need to find like the perfect design. I want it to be like a very classic bear design, and I love making bears, and I love like looking for bear patterns. But I still feel like I struggle to find like exactly what I'm looking for when I'm making a bear pattern, or when I'm looking for a bear pattern. I actually have freehanded some bears, and I still think the closest to like the design of bear that I'm looking for was the one that I freehanded. But I really freehanded that, and like I did not write down anything from it. Like there is no recreating that. It was very much freehanded. Because sometimes it's really nice to just freehand something and not try to write the pattern down. They're completely different beasts. I've talked about it before, but like writing a pattern and freehanding something are actually very different. You're still making it up when you're writing a pattern, but there's a lot more math involved, and like, I don't know, you're doing a lot of stuff for the other people that are going to be reading it versus just like sitting there and just like going with it and like adjusting as needed. And like, I don't know, you can fudge things if you need to, say like your stitch counts aren't like technically working out. Well, it doesn't matter as long as like it's coming out to the shape you want. You can fudge it and modify it and just kind of do your own thing and not really like pay attention to the numbers of it. When you're writing a pattern, everything's got to work out to the T because it's a pattern, you know. If you're writing it and sharing it with other people, like all the numbers got to work out. There's no fudging stuff, you know what I mean. A lot more thought goes into it than freehanding. So, but yeah, that is my little acquisitions haul today. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope you guys have a beautiful weekend. Do something fun, do something just for you. I hope you guys are having a great day, and I will see you guys again real soon. Bye guys.